You're listening to Parasearch Radio, news, views and reviews from the world of the paranormal from across the UK and beyond. Find us on Facebook, Twitter and the World Wide Web. Parasearch UK Radio. Parasearch Radio, broadcasting to the UK and beyond.
The views and opinions expressed by presenters and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Parasearch Radio or its affiliates and sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Shut the door. Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome to this week's Supernaturelle show. My name's Gemma, and with me tonight I've got the lovely Jolene. Hi, Jo.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm relatively good after the last week that we had. I apologise if you heard me effing and effing just then. I am sick and tired of telling people to shut the doors round here.
Don't you just love it when children are loud when you're on the radio?
Wasn't just that though. It was like I was listening to you talking about your dog humping the basket, and I was like laughing my head off, still laughing, thinking, "Oh my god!"
To anybody that is listening, we really do apologise for the start of this week's show.
It's just the norm, isn't it, for us though?
Yeah, we've not seen each other in about a week, so we had a lot of catching up to do. So we do apologise. We will try and be professional from here on out. Try being the appropriate word.
I don't know about that, because we've had so much. You've done the half marathon, haven't you?
I have.
So you can't move, and every time she moves, she grimaces. And really fair play to you, Gem. You did it in 3 hours and 7 minutes and 53 seconds.
I did. Well, but we need to have a moan about that.
Yeah, so let's have a moan then. I'm
really hoping that somebody from the Robin Hood half marathon is listening to this radio show. I know it's a slim chance, but somebody out there may be listening. And if they are, when you've got 12,000 people running a half marathon, when you get to mile 6 and you're expecting to spend a penny because, hey ho, it happens, people need to go. There's 3 Portaloos. 3. Who has 3 Portaloos for 12,000 people?
Oh, yeah. I feel your pain there, 20 minutes being stood in a queue adds 20 minutes onto your time that you don't really want.
Exactly. I mean, a part of me was like, run, Forrest, run. Just get to the 9-mile mark. You can do this. Get to 9-mile mark. There's another Portaloo there. But then I was like, I actually really can't continue without visiting the Portaloo.
Oh, did you enjoy it though, Gemma?
Did I enjoy it? Does anybody enjoy a half marathon?
Would you do it again though?
Yes.
Would you do it?
Yes, I would, without a doubt. I definitely 100% would. The atmosphere was amazing.
It's a good job because I've signed you up for next year as well.
Is this another one of your... Because Jo did this to me this year, everybody. Jo says to me, do you want to do this exercise thing with me, Gem? And let's bear in mind, I'm not shy to a bit of exercise. I can lift weights all day long. Running is not my thing. My figure was built for comfort, not for speed. definitely not for endurance. So
dear.
Joe's like, shall we do this thing? And I'm like, oh, go on then. I'm all up for a little bit of exercise. Yeah, she sends me a screenshot of a half marathon. Well, imagine my surprise, everybody. I was like, a half marathon? Are you having a giraffe, woman?
Yeah, but you haven't told them the best bit yet. What have we got in April if we manage to get through the ballot?
Oh, my Lord. Well, I've already written my will out for this one because Joe has signed us up for the London Marathon. Let's not just do half, let's do the full lot.
Do you know what? I'm loving this because right now we are all looking at each other, and Kerry, who is the producer of this show, is absolutely wetting herself.
Kerry, you may as well unmute yourself, lovey, and come and join us for this girly chat. We've got no guests tonight. We just thought we would have a bit of a get to know everybody sort of night because we didn't get to do that on our first show like we planned on doing.
I'm like snorting and everything.
So I am now known as the biggest beep going now. I spoke to Gemma today for about an hour on the phone, and she was like, I've got blisters that have their own postcodes. I've got this, I've got that. And I was like, I'm so sorry, Gemma.
By mile 3, I had the biggest blister that had already popped and was already bleeding inside my shoe. So I took my trainer off, tried running without, and see one of the stewards, and there was like, if you don't put your shoe on, you will be disqualified, health and safety. And I was like, health and safety. Where's the health and safety with my blisters? At least give me a plaster. So I put my shoe back on, but then treaded the back down. And like I say, this was like mile 3. So we're not even we're maybe just at a quarter of the way round. So I treaded the back down on my shoe. So not only have I got this blister that was bleeding at the back of my heel, but because I'd treaded my trainer down and it was rubbing on my, what would you call it? Like the pad of your heel?
Yeah.
I've got the biggest blister that spans the whole of that part as well. So literally the whole of my foot is just, it's falling to pieces.
I am actually surprised you're still talking to me right now, though.
Well, so am I, because Jolene said to me, let's do this half marathon, Gemma. Yeah, let's do it, Joe. Yeah, wonderful. Yeah,
I am sorry,
that.
I have had the week from hell.
It's all flat, Gemma, she says. There's no hills.
All I'm thinking is I don't want to be friends with Joey in case she tries to rope me into something, because there ain't no way I'm doing that shit.
You wait. Yeah, you wait for it, Kerry. You've already signed up now.
I've got London Marathon in here apparently next year. I'm like, no, I don't think so, love.
Yeah, no hills, she says. Well, when I say that these hills in Nottingham were like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, I am not kidding. They were humongous. You can't run up them. You can't even walk up them. You need a stair lift.
I can just see you now, Gemma. I can't stand you anymore, Gemma.
Honestly, right? The people that was cheering us all on, and as I said earlier, the atmosphere was amazing. The people of Nottingham are absolutely fantastic for coming out and cheering everybody on. Honest to God, that they did spare me on at some points. But I think quite a few of them are actually now saying, who's Joe? Because as I was stomping up these hills, I was cursing you, Joe.
I don't doubt you weren't, because you know what? As you know, I would have definitely done it with you. But I had the worst week from her last week. Who needs a man in my house anyway, put it that way? The washing machine broke. So I'm sat there on Google with my toolbox trying to get it all sorted.
She got the pink spanner out.
Pink fluffy spanner.
Hey, it worked. Then I go into work only to be electrocuted by a plug socket that's coming away from the wall, which nicely threw me off threw me into my desk. And then I get home to 3.5 inches of water in my cellar. So I'm sat there going, all in a day's work, hey, Joe?
Well, that's your 3 at least.
Oh, do you know what? Seriously, I was just like, last week could just do one. But yeah,
Right,
this weekend's
Sorry to interrupt you. You've actually had a question in the chat room, ladies.
Okay.
So, whilst you're in this giggly mood, they're saying, what is the funniest thing that's ever happened to you on an investigation?
Oh, God.
Jo's already thought of something, is all I'm saying, because she's wetting herself already.
Oh, no. Yeah, you go first, Jo, because I'm not so sure I want to share mine.
We were at the St. Helens, what's it called? The Sea Cadet place. What's that called? The St. Helens Barracks.
Oh, Mill Street Barracks.
That's it. We were there.
We get there in the end.
Yeah, eventually. Everybody knows that when I've done an investigation and you've been working and it gets to around about
midnight,
2 in the morning. Yeah, it's probably midnight. When we've got to that time, everybody knows it's either Red Bull time or Haribo time.
Oh, Jo should not be allowed let loose with Haribos.
So yeah, Jo had both this night, and it was Red Bull and Haribo. Well, put it this way. We were sat on the stairs taking some Snapchats, and all I remember, I can just sit there giggling, and I giggle at everything when I'm tired. And I just remember being sat on the stairs with a new guest, bless her, Georgie, Rachel, Gemma, and I'm sat there tickling my nose, going, oh, fluffy monkeys. And all I could do was laugh. And you know what? It's one of those you have to be there at the time, because we are absolute nutcases on our investigations, and most people who come on our investigations tend to know that Gemma and I bounce off of each other, and everybody else do as well. So you automatically know when something's happened, because you'll hear Gemma laughing first, and you can hear me like dastardly and Muttley going. So it is. You know when something funny happened, but I can't really recall anything majorly funny apart from falling downstairs and just the usual in the dark, and not really much, does it really? We're quite boring on investigations.
That's not what I
I won't say we was boring.
We're not as jovial as what we are now.
No, well, there's a time and the place, isn't there? You know, when we're on an investigation, you know, we have to take it seriously. We're there to do a job.
Yeah, we are.
We're providing a service to people that are wanting to come with us. So, Jolene, honestly, why? we are providing a service, though. So, you know, we are professional. But there comes a point in a night when you're on an investigation where it just all goes to pot and everybody just starts laughing. It happens.
So when's your funniest time then, Gem?
I really don't want to answer this one.
Don't, because I saw your face then. Bearing in mind, everybody, I can see Gemma's face. I've just taken the biggest gulp of coffee and nearly spat it out everywhere. So if you could actually see Gemma's face right now, she has got the most cheekiest grin. So you know when something. It's
not necessarily funny, but it's one of those really embarrassing moments that you really don't want to share with anybody.
Well, you're going to have to share it now.
Who actually asked the question?
Kaz has asked that question, so you can throw her under a bus on one of her shows. Yeah, you can throw her under a bus on one of her shows.
Revenge is coming back for this one, lovey. Okay, so I really don't want to answer this question because it is so bad.
Come on.
Yeah, go on, just tell us. You know you want to.
Yeah, but nobody's ever going to be able to look at me in the same light again.
But nothing. Just get it on.
Okay, so I was in an investigation once, and we was in a fort underground in tunnels. And I was in
tunnels.
In tunnels. I know it's when I talk to you, Jo. I go all Yorkshire.
Oh, there's no wrong with that.
So we was in tunnels, and oh God, please somebody save me.
No, not tonight.
Right, okay, so everybody gets a bit of a dodgy belly on investigations, yeah?
Oh, no way.
Mate, what do you think? I'm going to say I pooed myself or something?
No.
Oh, thank God. But you do know what I'm going to say, right? And now you know why I don't want to say it, yeah?
We're just thinking the bodily functions are taking over.
Exactly. The bodily functions take over. It sometimes happens. Well, I'd been holding in a body burp for hours. And then all of a sudden, it just went pop.
To be honest with you, I don't think it went pop, did it really?
No, it did. It was just
Honest.
No, because it's like unicorn dust, isn't it? So it was just a little poof. And it
did it play a harp as well as it was coming out?
Don't tell me someone thought they had a Class A EVP out of that.
Well, 20 people went, oh, did you?
Oh, God. That's only you that could do that.
It's one of those moments where you just want the world to swallow you up. Pretty much how I'm feeling right now. So if anybody heard this story, my name's Jolene Lockwood.
You know what? That's so funny you should say that, because I'm sure people have said you sound like anyway, don't they?
I'm sure we don't. I should have said that was Kaz's story, shouldn't I?
Let's crack on. So,
okay, right. So just before we crack on, guys, right? We've. Do you remember when we had the paranormal detectives on?
Oh yeah, I remember. They're such good guys, aren't they, Nathan and Brian?
Yeah, Nathan and Brian from the Paranormal Detectives. Well, they've got a little bit of a thing going on today on Twitter. They've got a little bit of a vote going on who should do a lone vigil in the ancient ram.
I think Nathan should do it.
So should it be Nathan or should it be Brian? Right, okay. Now, this is the funniest bit, guys, right? Because they're both very sly, these boys. So Nathan, yes, I'm dropping you in it now, Nathan, if you're listening. Unlucky cookie. Nathan messages me and says, vote for Brian. So then Brian pops up and he's like, well, I think you should out Nathan now for trying to rig the vote. So who do you think should do it, girls?
I reckon Nathan should now.
Yeah, and he's in the chat room, so I'm going with Nathan.
Unlucky, Nathan. There you go. So you can turn your vote off, Nathan, because the only vote that matters is this one right here.
He ain't going to be happy now, is he?
No. I'm expecting a message.
Whereabouts is the lone vigil going to be in the ram?
I believe it's upstairs. Yes. Yeah, Nathan, can you just confirm in the chat room, love? He's probably not talking to any of us now.
Probably not.
I'm like, thanks, ladies.
So, girls, have you been to the ram?
Yes.
And what did you make of it?
I absolutely love that place, to be honest. When we walked in, we was the only ones in the building just setting up. I don't know, was you with me on that time, Joe, when the leather jackets just came off?
Yeah.
Yeah, John's leather jackets. They're similar to jackets, but slightly different, apparently. Yeah, they was all hung up on a beam with nails, and the nails are quite far in, and the coats are quite sturdy. And two of the leather jackets fell off in quick succession, and that was pretty much how the night continued. It was literally something happening one after the other, after the other, after the other. It was amazing. But then I've also been, and it's been quiet. I guess it's the same as any location. You just never quite know what you're going to get. Joe, what do you think to the ram?
I have mixed feelings about it, if I'm honest, because I know that people had hyped it up quite a bit, and I don't do any research, do I? I just literally just turn up and see what the crack is. And for me to kind of get there, I was a little bit disappointed when I first went in. But then kind of towards the end of the night, and if I hadn't seen this with my own eyes, then I probably wouldn't have believed it. But it was when Corley caught the face out of some mist, and it was like, oh my God. And we all saw it behind his camera, and that was just unbelievable. But yeah, I mean, I did hear whispering, but obviously when we did the chant with Moore in the priest's bedroom? I can't speak now. Priest's bedroom.
Was you going to say bread room?
I don't know what's wrong, and he's like, fucking heck. But yeah, when we did that chant with Moore, that was quite eerie. That was really strange, was that. But I think for me, it was the first time I'd ever been there, and I think it had kind of been hyped up that much that I was left feeling a little bit disappointed with it. And then obviously I was looking forward to going back, until we've been double booked a few times now. So that's kind of put a big dampener on it. So
this is the problem though, isn't it, with well-known locations such as the Ram. That many people have been, there's been that many TV episodes done on it, and it hypes it up to the extreme. So then when we go thinking this is going to be immense, it doesn't live up to the expectations.
No.
Because
I think that's true about a lot of venues though now, isn't it? Because we've got, I don't know, I think there's a fair few. 39 Grey Street, for argument's sake. My take on that is, wow. Not fantastic.
Just wow.
Well, it's not even wow, it's more of a wow with a bleh.
Well, isn't that more of a than a wow?
Yeah, I'm not convinced with that place. And yeah, I know Barry went and investigated it, and with Chris Fleming and Sandy, and I don't think it's all that.
I think I've done De Grey Street maybe 3 times. It's one of the places that I've not been to as much as the rest, and the scariest thing I found in De Grey Street was the can of flea spray in the back bedroom. Honestly, you think I'm joking? I'm really not joking. Like, I'd spent the whole night investigating, and then I walked into this back bedroom, and there was a can of flea spray, and I'm stood there and I'm thinking, is that a hint?
Yeah.
So I covered myself in flea spray.
Shut up.
I did. I took it as a hint. I was like, well, it's there for a reason.
Oh my God. I think I might have to try that the next time I ever go. Take a can of flea spray with me on. I think you had to wipe your feet on your way out though, didn't you, rather than on your way in?
Yeah, I mean, it's not the most hygienic of places, is it? And but then
there was no back door on when we went. It was absolutely freezing.
You literally have to put the wood in the hole. Literally. So the health and safety on a half marathon aren't fussy about how many portaloos, but at De Grey Street you have to put the wood in the hole.
Yeah.
Beggar's belief, isn't it?
but there are some venues that are really like abandoned and very, very high on my hit list at the moment.
Well, speaking of abandoned places, you know that one of my favourite places is RAF Manby near me.
I know, I want to go there.
Well, Joe, no, you're not going to be going now because some horrible, horrible people have set fire to the building again, and the roof's all come in now. It's been all over the news, all over the newspapers. The whole place is going to have to be knocked down. They have absolutely crucified it, and that place was amazing.
Why do these urban explorers who think that they're...
No, you see, I don't necessarily believe that it was an urban explorer, because you do get a lot of... I don't particularly want to discriminate, but a lot of teenagers that go there to get drunk and mess about.
Do you know what? I just think to myself, sometimes, why can't people just leave things alone?
God knows. I mean, that building has been an RAF base. It's been a care home. I believe it was a hotel at one point. That place is absolutely stunning. And when I say stunning, it is absolutely, it's just out of this world. It is beautiful. And for somebody to do that to the building, it's so disrespectful.
Well, I went to Clayton Hospital in Wakefield when we could just manage to get in there, and we went and investigated around there, and there were gangs of kids in there smashing things up, and we kind of went in, we did our investigations, we didn't mess about with anything, we didn't destroy anything, and it's people like that who do spoil it for urban explorers. So it wasn't obviously discriminate against urban explorers, but these kids who think they are urban explorers just aren't, are they? They're just vandals.
Disrespectful.
Yeah.
Very, very disrespectful. So RAF Manby is now
no more.
No more. Yeah, it's
very sad. It's very sad.
Yeah, completely. That place is amazing. I mean, it would have been no good for public events, but for people off their own backs to go and have a look round and investigate and even just see the history of the building, it was open. You could gain access quite easily, and now it's just a shell.
I think we need to investigate the Towton River.
Why the river?
Because that was the scene of the Battle of Wakefield so many hundreds of years ago, and apparently that river was turned red throughout all of the bodies being in that river. So that would be interesting to do.
I'm just going to throw it out there. Do we actually have to put our wetsuits on and get in the river, or are we all right to stand around the banks?
Well, do you know what, Gemma? Paddleboarding seems to be your thing right now, so we might have to don our wetsuits.
Joe, I can't stand up right now. Never mind paddleboarding or going into a river.
Bearing in mind that we are coming up to winter as well, so you do need a thicker wetsuit on in the...
Oh.
So yeah, if you're deciding to go paddleboarding at this time of year, you need your thicker wetsuits on.
Oh, Joe, it'd be nice to stand up, let alone do anything else.
Oh, gosh. So anyway, I sent you something earlier on tonight. I want to talk about this. This is going to be really like...
Oh, here she goes.
I know. I'm on.
She's got a bee in a bonnet.
I'm going to go mute myself on this one.
Mute me too. Mute me.
Don't you dare mute her, because I'll be frantic on my own. Okay, I watched the programme tonight, and I have to say, what the hell? Why do people in our field who are mediums have to try and take on the persona of somebody else?
I don't necessarily think that that's just mediums, though. I think a lot of people do that, if I'm totally honest.
Oh, but why? Why can they not just be themselves?
Oh, well, I have no idea, because as you know, what you see is what you get with me. I would love to say that, I'm all singing, all dancing, but I'm really not. What you see is what you get.
Yeah, but this is the thing, though, isn't it? I watched a painful 1 minute 40 seconds of this one person.
You managed that long?
Only just. And that was for recording purposes only, so that I could sit there and think, oh my God, what the beep are you doing?
I don't know. I think...
Stop being diplomatic now,
I mean,
what you're like.
I've never been on TV on a paranormal investigation, have I? So it's easy for me to sit here and say that I would be just me. But would I, or would nerves kick in? Would I feel a bit under pressure to get it right? I don't really know. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've been on TV and I was just like, it is what it is. There's just somebody with a camera.
Yeah, I think it's different. I think things that are pre-recorded tend to be very repetitive. You keep on doing it over and over and over again. Whereas live TV, you get one shot at it. You haven't got a chance. But this was obviously pre-recorded. And it was cringeworthy. I am going to say.
Yeah. Well, I know exactly what you're on about. And it's not something that I'm going to be watching, if I'm totally honest.
No.
But then I'm a bit like that with a lot of paranormal shows that are out there at the minute. They're not really gripping me from the very start. Do you know what I mean? Like,
do you think that? Yeah, but having a look at these shows that are out there at the moment, do you think that us as a general public, we are needing something that is a little bit more fresh?
Definitely.
Do we need new faces? Do we need, new experiments? Do we need, I don't know, do we need whole new concepts?
I would say new concepts more than anything else, because all of them seem to follow a generic formulation, you know what I mean, a generic format. And that does seem to be the same, even with people that are going out and doing like the YouTube thing. There's a lot of YouTube things at the moment. A new format would be good, wouldn't it? It's like a bit different.
Yeah. And thank you, Kerry, for rescuing me.
That's okay. But you are looking at it. The trouble is also, you are looking at it from somebody who's very experienced in the paranormal field. You know what I mean? So you're looking at it with different eyes from a member of the general public who are looking at it for just a thrill factor, entertainment purposes kind of thing. So you are looking at it with different eyes. If we actually put out there sometimes of what we do you not think it would be a little boring? I sat in this room for 4 hours freezing and nothing happened.
Apart from hypothermia.
The only noises I heard was the chattering of my teeth and the odd fart.
Oh, I'm never going to hear the end of this, am I?
No. Get piles for being sat on cold chairs as well.
Well, I wouldn't know about that, Jolene, would you?
Oh my good God, I tell you what. But no. I think the shows that are out at the moment, they desperately need a huge overhaul. And
yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm not new faces. Yeah, some new faces. I would like to see some new faces because there's more than a handful of paranormal investigators in the world. Yeah. So yeah, it would be nice.
I just don't want to be going down the corridor and hearing, "Dude, where was you? Did you see that? What happened?"
But I say that to you all the time.
Yeah, but that's you, isn't it? It's usually, "Dude, where are you?"
It's usually, "Dude, where's the gin?" So yeah, slightly different. But no,
but that's until we finish, though.
Yeah, that's once we've finished. Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to see new people, and especially because everybody works differently. As much as a lot of the format is the same, everybody in the paranormal world works differently in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
so it would be nice to see the difference of the way that people work. Do you know what I mean? Rather than same old. Let's make it fresh. Let's make it relevant. Let's make it interesting again. I
want to see some new venues. I am sick and tired of seeing the same venues cropping up over and over again. And obviously, it's getting to the point now where we've got new seasons popping up of what people class as the old favourites. That's really paining me to say that. Really paining me, but I'll say it anyway.
It's paining me a whole lot more than it is you, I'm sure.
Paining you as much as those blisters, is it?
It's paining me more than how much it pains me to move.
Well, anyway.
And Kerry, for everybody listening, when Kerry jumped in, bless her, Kerry was saving me because I'd just moved and I was in a whole world of pain. So Kerry was saving me. That's how much it pains me to say old favourites.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we've got reruns of these coming up, and they're saying that new venues and things like that, and it's just so not, is it? It's just old hat and it's boring. And
it would be nice to see something new. Definitely. Like, was it Haunted Mansion? I liked the layout of that one, and I liked the fact that the audience could be involved. I think you need to make things a bit more interactive.
Yeah, I think with Haunted Mansion, I think the concept was right. However, I think they need to scrap the celebrities, and I think they need to get teams of
Joe Blogg
investigators in there.
Or just Joe Bloggs from the public.
No, I think obviously with the celebrities, it was kind of it was a big piss take, wasn't it? With a certain.
But that's how you get your ratings, though, innit?
Yeah, I suppose.
You get your ratings by bringing celebrities in.
Yeah. Well, look at Celebrity Ghost Hunt on Channel 5. They seem to be doing all right, don't they, with their Z-list?
I've not actually watched this episode. I'm going to be totally honest. I've not actually watched this season. I've got it recorded, so it is ready to watch, but I've not actually watched it yet. So I really don't know what's been happening on that.
To be fair, I haven't watched it either because I just think, no, it's not for me.
Kerry, have you seen it?
No, I don't tend to watch the television.
We're so bad.
What's a television? No, I mean...
It's a big thing.
It's the big box I've got in the other room that I never use. That's what that thing is.
Yeah. It's like a computer screen, but bigger.
Oh. No, to be fair, if I'm researching a particular guest or something like that, I'll watch maybe a couple of episodes that they've done, or, if I'm interested in a particular location, then I might. But no, my days of watching the paranormal shows are kind of done because they annoy me.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And this is just going back to what we're saying, isn't it? It needs an overhaul.
Yeah, I mean, Kaz has actually got Barry Guy from Help My House is Haunted on next week. Lovely, lovely guy. Really lovely guy. But I tell you what does annoy me. They are so much more... These people are so much actually more than the TV programme. And so when you talk to them behind the scenes, you know that he's got a wealth of experience and knowledge and research, that doesn't get translated over on the television.
Yeah.
And that freaking annoys the hell out of me because you don't realise what experience and knowledge they've got because they're given this persona
it's edited.
On the telly. Thank you. It's actually Buckingham and Sam Bennett and Barry next week is who she's got on. But that's what annoys me. I love Barry. I think he's an absolutely awesome person. Had the chance to speak to him before Help My House is Haunted. He was just starting to advertise that he was going to do it and was looking for locations, and we actually had him on a show. God, this was probably last year sometime. And,
but he is. You don't know what he does during the day.
You've worked with him as well, haven't you, Joe?
I've worked with Barry twice on 2 separate TV shows, on The World's Scariest Hauntings and Celebrity Haunted Hotel, and along with Alex Duggan and Mickey York, who was on with Gemma last week, we all work together, and you actually find what that person is all about when you spend like 8 days in close proximity with people. And I've got so much respect for the boys at UK Haunted and so much respect for Barry. But, that's the only thing with these production companies now who basically take over like Zach Bagans obviously executive produced Help My House is Haunted, but I would envisage that Barry would have been told quite a lot of what he had to do, and it's just things like that you just think you wouldn't have had to do that if this was your own TV show.
Exactly. And that frustrates me because these people are so much more than what they're being allowed to showcase.
Yeah.
Even your experience with the haunted hotel thing, I bet there were times during that you were grinding your teeth.
Well, actually, Joe was actually caught at one point because I remember watching this and I didn't actually know Joe at that point. It was not long after that I met Joe.
I was caught telling somebody off, wasn't I?
You was, yeah. You was caught telling somebody that if they can't handle it, basically to get out. So, yeah.
Brilliant. Love it. But there are things in that as watching it, as an investigator and a researcher, it's frustrating as hell.
Yeah, it is. And it was for us being in Haunted Hotel, it was really frustrating because we were giving guests who hadn't even been briefed properly, who hadn't known that they was coming on a paranormal investigation show. So basically these guests were coming in stone cold, didn't know what they were there for, and basically...
So did they just rock up thinking they was there for a 3-course meal or something?
Well, they rocked up, basically. I don't think they realised what was going on, but yeah, it was up to us then to kind of guide them through investigations. And when you've got 2 girls who are... I don't want to do this, and it's like, come on, girls, let's crack on, let's get on with it.
So
and
that was real then? That wasn't just for show?
Yeah, no, that was real. And when she was actually saying, and you know, to this day, she was saying, you know, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. And in the end, I just lost my rag and said, well, if you're not going to do it, you might as well just bugger off, because I'm not going to waste my time. Just
as the camera cuts live back onto Joe. It's a bit like tonight's start of the radio.
Yeah. By the way, you're live, ladies. But that is the most frustrating thing I find about watching the TV, which is why I've stopped watching them, quite frankly. And I just, okay, so here's a question for you, ladies. Do you think then...
Oh, she's on one.
Certain people have sold out just for the fame and fortune side of the TV?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plain and simple, yeah. Yeah. You know me, Kerry, don't ask me a question if you don't want my honest opinion, because I will give it, regardless as to whether or not people like it. Yes, I do. And I know that more than most, if I'm totally honest. I'm not going to go into details how or why, but I know that more than most, because unfortunately, that's the way it works. People get paid to go on TV and turn it into a money-making scheme, as opposed to
a research scheme.
And finding out the truth and sharing passion for paranormal. They're making a mockery rather than making people enthusiastic about ghost hunting, which is a shame.
It is. It's a huge shame as well.
But then on the other side of that coin, go on, Joe.
There's so many people out there who genuinely want to do it and genuinely want to bring the good paranormal investigations to the TV, that they don't get that chance because everything is just so saturated with bravado, with, you know, action skills, with, you know, crap, basically.
Exactly. But the other side of the coin is there's people that have done TV that haven't been invited back, and they should have been. Do you know what I mean? Because they brought something to that show. But because it wasn't all acting skills, like a lot, then they're not wanted. And I think it's such a shame, because everybody, I mean, whether I like them personally or not is irrelevant. Everybody in the paranormal world brings something individual to it.
Yeah.
So, you know, let's praise the Lord for individuality. We'd be lost without it.
So is there a responsibility then on the people that have that forum on the TV already to tell the production companies, actually, let's do this differently. Let's try this. Let's do something. How much
have they got, though?
Yeah, you don't get, when you get signed up to do like these shows, there is very, very limited input that you can actually bring to something, because it's already been thought of by the producers. You can go in and, you know, you can advise them on investigations and experiments that you would like to conduct. If they want to go ahead with that, then they will do that. But 9 times out of 10, it just gets, you know, left. And, you know, we kind of do the same investigations over and over and over again, and it gets boring, especially for 10 episodes. And, you know, we're not just talking 5 nights of live TV, we're talking 5 nights of live TV and 5 nights of the, you know, an after show where we review and you know, things like that, which didn't really get reviewed, which was quite sad, really, because we caught so much evidence when cameras stopped rolling than when we did when the cameras were rolling, which is the age-old thing that happens, isn't it? And
how common is that, though? Yeah. How common is it for stuff to happen the minute you turn the cameras off?
Yeah. I remember being in the Host House at Celebrity Haunted Hotel and being in there, and both Barry and I both heard a woman say no when somebody asked if it was male. And both Barry and I heard a female say no as clear as day. Barry was wearing a chest cam right at that minute, and I thought, you can see me looking on another camera, and you can see me look at Barry, and I said, did you hear that? And Barry went, I've just heard a female, and I went, say no. And we said that at the same time. And he just went, yeah, I heard it as well. And nobody else in the room heard it.
And they didn't review
But
that.
again, that's not uncommon either, is it? For a certain number of people to hear something and others not. That's not something that's uncommon either.
No, I think it's madness how when you do these investigations and they say that we're going to do this investigation on this night, we're going to do this tonight, we're going to do that. I think things like that, we kind of needed 4 or 5 separate rooms to be all hooked up at the same time and have individual people in each room, so we could pan to each of the rooms as quickly as possible, so you could get a different take, so that members of the public weren't going to be bored. They weren't, you don't want to stand there watching somebody going, is anybody there for half an hour? Can you tell me what my name is? Can you whistle for me? Oh, can you throw a crowbar at me?
I think that I'm not even going to lie, right? That is one thing that I've never said. Strangely enough, I've never said, could you please just do me a favour and throw that crowbar at me? Do you know what I mean? Strangely enough, I've never wanted to say it.
I said it last week, but that's only because I'd had the crappiest week ever. But yeah, I tell you what, hey, why don't you just chuck that crowbar at my head and do me a favour? but it's stuff like that, and you just sit there and think, oh, come on, get on with it, mate. Crack on. But people don't, and they want to keep panning to different rooms, and like you said, Gemma, more interactivity. Get people on
definitely.
YouTube cameras, get them on 360 cameras, get them, get people on chat rooms and things like that. Is the way forward for a new show.
Well, I think it is. I think that you do need audience participation, if you like, whether that audience be there or via electrical equipment, who knows. But I do think that you do need to get people involved. I think the more people that you get involved, the more people are going to watch, and the better the ratings, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm going to go slightly off topic now, but there's a new reality TV program out at the moment called The Circle.
The Circle, yes, I've been
watching
that.
It?
I have, yeah.
How great of a concept is it?
However,
it's not being properly explained, though, has it?
No, and that's what I was just going to say. I like the concept, and after watching a couple of episodes, I can see what they're doing.
Right,
but
what is the concept? What is the concept?
Right,
I don't know
so
what
the
you're talking
concept is that there's, is it 6 people? Might be slightly more. 6 people in a block of flats, and the only way they can interact with each other is through a platform that's called The Circle. So it's a bit like social media. And then you have to rate people purely on your interaction that you've had with them.
Their popularity, that's basically what it is. So what's happened is you can go into this circle. Now you can pretend to be anyone you want to be. So that person who you're chatting to on this social media platform might not necessarily be the person who they're portraying to be.
So Kate, for example, is a 20-something girl, but she's actually not. She's a boy. It's her boyfriend. Yeah. He's gone in using her name and her pictures. So you're basically putting on a show for everybody in there. I mean, I could never, I call it catfishing. I could never catfish for the simple reason.
It is.
And I go back to what I said earlier. What you see really is what you get with me. So I couldn't do that because I couldn't be bothered to keep up the lies.
Yeah.
And B, because I actually like who I am as a person. I'm actually a nice person.
Yeah, you don't need to be told by strangers that
I don't need validation.
Fantastic. Exactly.
I don't need validation from anybody as to what I'm like as a person, because I know I've got a good heart. I know I'm a good person. If other people don't think that, that's their opinion, and they're more than entitled to it.
Yeah, but it is. Do you not think, though, that kind of highlights the dangers of what our children are facing?
Well, you know that I know this more than anybody. My daughter is suffering from anorexia. There it is. It's out there now for anybody that's listening. She has been bullied since starting secondary school, and it was all because of her weight. Oh, you're fat, you're ugly, you're fat, you're ugly. And it didn't stop when she was at school. It carried on at home. And it has, like I say, it's ended up in her suffering from anorexia. And she's really poorly to the extent she's not allowed to do anything. She can't even go to school. She's allowed to go to school on a Monday, Wednesday and Friday for an hour.
It's so sad, though, isn't it, how people on social media platforms can actually
massively
berate other people. I do think it's so sad.
All because of how you look or how you act. Everybody is entitled to be an individual.
Yeah.
We shouldn't need people's validation. You should just learn to love yourselves. And I know that loads of people say, love yourself. And I know for me sitting here, it's really easy to say that everybody should love themselves. But my daughter's situation is a classic example of as to what happens if you don't.
Yeah, but how many, on the next hand, we're constantly bombarded with, not just on TV in general or magazines in general, with models and things like that. You are constantly bombarded with even plus size models who have been airbrushed to within an inch of their lives. Regardless, they've not got the six packs, they are real women. And you know what? I actually saw something on Twitter the other day, and it was certain reality TV stars who, Stacey Solomon came out the other week and she was like, I'm a real woman, I've got wobbly bits, I've had 2 children, I don't
got to love her. You've got to love Stacey, haven't you? Got to love that girl.
Do love her, and you know what, she's real. But then you've got the likes of Vicky Patterson, and I, I'm not going to go into what I think of her, but she slimmed down from a size 16 to a size 6. That is not healthy, and now she's back up to where I'd probably say about a 12.
So a nice healthy weight.
Do you know what? Looking at her, and I sat there and I thought, do you know what? It makes a bloody change that somebody is portraying real, good-looking girls naturally, rather than airbrushing with them in an inch of their lives. And I know we've kind of gone off topic of the paranormal.
Yeah. It's definitely not paranormal, is it? But
but this is
the
thing,
topic.
though.
And it's
no,
true.
but actually, it's not that far wrong, though, is it? Because it's about perception. It's about the perception that's put out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're talking about body image and stuff like that. That's no different from, somebody watching a paranormal television program thinking that's how you should act when you're on a paranormal investigation.
Exactly.
It's all about a perception. And going back to the circle, it is like the fakeness of what people put out there on the socials. You go through your news feed and it looks like everybody's having a fantastic life. And if you're not... You're thinking there's something wrong with me because I can't afford those holidays, or I don't look that good, or
definitely don't look at my social media.
Yeah, it's that perception that's being put out there, and an unrealistic expectation of what your life should be like. Like when you look at things like that, and then couple that with the day-to-day stresses of life, it can lead to a whole host of problems. So it is the rarer person who is the real thing out there.
Massively.
You don't see people posting on, I got electrocuted at work last week. They taped it up with PTFE tape with live tape on it.
Or I trumped in a tunnel in front of 20 people.
But you don't hear of stuff like that. You never ever see somebody post. I know some people do, because some people's lives are quite traumatic. But, I always see posts from people who are, I'm so loved up with my other half, rah-de-rah-de-rah, and I am guilty of that today.
I was just going to say, Jolene.
But you've also put out there when things haven't been so great for you. Yeah. And that's what keeps it real, isn't it? It's like, that's fact.
I'm having a bit of a good look at the moment, and after 2 years of trying to find, my I don't know, my other half, my better half. I don't know whether he's my better half or not, but
I would say not.
I would say you're his better half. Only because I know you and I don't know him.
Do you know what? He is adorable. He is so lovely, and he treats me like a princess. And do you know what? He couldn't have come into my life at a better time. And do you know what? I will say a lot for fate. Definitely will say a lot for fate. I was supposed to be there.
I'd say a lot for Scabs, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly. Scarbados,
yeah. It's amazing what happens after you've just stuffed your face with a burger, isn't it?
Well, that's the thing. We weren't supposed to be there. Neither of us were supposed to be there. And, look at us now. It's like planning a future together. And
But again, you said it yourself, fate.
yeah. That's a massive thing, isn't it?
Lovely.
Oh, Kerry, I'm going to pass you a tissue.
Oh, I love a love story.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gushing again about him, aren't I? Again.
I know.
I'm just like, oh, Jesus.
Somebody wet me up when she's done. No, I'm only joking.
Or pass us a sick bucket, one or the other. No, I actually think it's
really
lovely.
joking.
It's nice
It's really
to hear something
nice to see you
positive.
happy.
Yeah, it's really
do you
good
know
to hear
what?
something positive.
Yeah, it's nice to see you happy, definitely.
Yeah, I haven't bashed him with my pink fluffy spanner yet, so there's still time.
I wondered where you was going with that then, Joe. I'm
For
not
a
even
horrible
going to lie.
second, I'm with you there.
I was like, are we past the watershed? What's going on here?
Well, just landing it on a bit of a high tonight, aren't we? 5 minutes to go. It's like we've had the unicorn dust and the heart playing farts. And...
It's definitely safe to say you never quite know what you're going to get with us too.
Do you know what? I've actually enjoyed tonight so much because I think even though we didn't have a guest, I think we've kind of just shown our personalities, haven't we?
Well, yeah, I mean, what you see really is what you get,
We can be serious when we need to be.
Massively. But then I'm not being funny, but as we've just discovered, I've got a lot going on in my personal life. There's only so many hours a week that I want to be serious and stressed out. So, for this 1 hour a week when we get to talk to other people or talk to each other, that brings a bit of light into the world.
Of course it does.
But
you've got to realise, you've got to understand that you have that support network as well.
Massively. I'm so lucky.
I'm on the other end of the phone. I'm always there. We always support each other no matter what thickness. And, I think that's just us. And you know what? Isn't it funny how we automatically know when something's not going right for one another?
Oh, yeah.
We always get that phone call and it's like, oh, my God, she must know.
What's happening? What's occurring?
What's occurring?
That is our go-to sentence. What's occurring?
But do you know what? We do, for those people who do come on our investigations, they know what we're like as a pair, and they know what the rest of the team's like. They know that we're, they can come to us at any point. And
for the people that are listening on the radio, they're like, who are these crazy birds that keep popping up every single week? They are crackers.
Yeah, we are Phantasmic Paranormal, guys. And we've got some amazing events coming up, haven't we? We've got Ordsall Hall and Halloween. So, yeah, the 26th of October.
That's
Friday.
coming round rather rapidly.
Very rapidly. So 25 days. And guess what? Did you see my post on Facebook earlier?
No.
My non-Facebook post. Oh, that's great. I wanted to iron my trousers, but I couldn't. Because the number stood there. But yeah, it's one of those that for those of you who know me on Facebook, go and have a look.
But yeah, well, as you said, it's coming up to Halloween. It's coming up to the busy period for any paranormal investigator.
Yeah. I think it's time to stealth book some events, Gem, as well, to be honest.
I think it's definitely, especially now, the nights are drawing in a bit. I think it's definitely time to get back out again. Get back out. See what's occurring.
Yep, and go stealth some other groups as well and see what we can.
I love going out with other groups as well. I absolutely love it. I like to go just because it's nice to be a guest.
Yeah,
it's
definitely
nice to have no pressure and to be able to enjoy the night and to do some serious investigations. When you've got guests, you're there to make sure that they're okay. They understand the equipment. They understand what's happening. You're there to support them. So it's nice. I love booking and going as a guest on other people's events. I love it.
I think that's what we should do. We've got obviously Ordsall Hall, haven't we? But we're free the Saturday night. We're free the week before. So why not? Let's crack on.
Oh, definitely. Let's have a paranormal outing.
A what?
A paranormal outing. Yeah, let's get as many paranormal investigators as possible and we'll all go out together.
Sounds good to me. So, yeah. So,
But yeah, well, that hour has gone so quick. It is unreal. There is shows on just about every night of the week, guys. Please head on over to YouTube if you've missed any. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and anywhere else we may appear. Kerry, would you like to do your bit?
And don't forget, everybody, there's a competition.
There is, yes. I forgot. Oh, I'm so bad. I forgot about the competition.
Do you want me to do it?
Go for it.
Right, okay. On the Parasearch Radio group page on Facebook, we have a competition running for a rosary made by my own fair hands. My company is Spirit and Soul Island, so if you like what you see, don't forget to go over there and show some love there too. But all you have to do is be a liker of the Parasearch Radio group page and comment your name if you want to go into the draw. That will get drawn on the 15th of October on the live feed thing that I do on a Monday.
on the
On the, what is it I do on a Monday? The live feed thing.
I do something on a Monday.
Yeah, I nearly forgot today, I tell you.
yeah.
I was halfway through dinner. I went, I haven't done my live yet. Wait a minute, kids. You'll have to wait about half an hour before Mummy does her live. Anyway, so don't forget, you have to be part of a liker of the Parasearch Radio group page and enter your name onto the announcement post of the competition as well to be entered into that 15th of October. That gets drawn on. And on
Can we
YouTube?
enter?
No, because you're Parasearch people, unfortunately.
Oh.
I know, sorry.
I think Joe wants one.
I know. Well, I do sell them too. You know, I do.
Okay.
Discount, you know.
Okay.
I mean, Penny, she comments on every single competition, and every time I have to message her and say to her, I can't put your name in the draw, babe. She still has a go. Poor Penny, bless her. Oh, dear. Don't forget, tomorrow night we've got the Paranormal Concept Show with Mr. Paul Rook and myself. We're talking about ancient encounters of the third kind. God knows.
Is that me and Joe?
Flip knows what we're talking about tomorrow. I'm hoping he knows the topic because I don't. Anyway, on that note, ladies.
Thank you very much for joining us tonight, everybody.
We've had a great blast, and it's actually really lovely that we've been together tonight as well. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to join us for more shows throughout the week. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and the World Wide Web to keep up to date with all the shows right here on Parasearch Radio.